a statue.
A statue?
An ugly statue? Want to review something?
Okay.
So, do you have something that we can review?
I will in a minute.
Got 'em, vampires. Man, this crossover with Maven and the Unitide is gonna be sweet.
Curse you, Simon Belmont!
God of Vampires.
Minion! Put on the DVD. Minion! Put on the DVD. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do I have to do everything around here? This is a movie about vampires. Not the frill-wearing European vampires or the modern-day sparkly kind. This is about Chinese vampires. As in, not vampires who happen to be Chinese, but Chinese vampires. Help me out here.
Chinese vampires. They're a totally different thing than non-Chinese vampires. Okay, there are differences, and I'm sure they'll come up in the movie. And they have a god of vampires. This is from Midnight Releasing, the geniuses who brought us Vampageddon and Blood Red Moon. This bodes so very well.
Die. This is subtle already. So the movie's been shot on video and...
I want to say it. Shot on shitio. But it kinda looks like film. A weirdly green film. And is that really the safest way to clean your gun?
Oh shit, boss is coming.
The audio is weird. It's not really there for random sounds, but the rest of the time you hear things twice. I put it down to a botched attempt at making sound-based 3D. Behold! Doppler effect! The motion picture! If the source of the sound didn't actually move at any point.
These are the local Yakuza. There are two things the Yakuza do in movies. Kill and die.
And be homoerotic.
Well, they're not doing that.
And give Takashi Kitano a career.
Someone's killing the Yakuza!
You know, they could be the triads. They have a completely different set of stereotypes.
Two of those stereotypes are kill and die, right?
Yeah.
Then shut up. The Triad Kuza are all getting killed by the best hitman ever.
Come on in.
Come on in, guy I've never seen before. He's bringing me coffee. The best part of this scene is that the movie seems to think that if the audience can't see the hitman's face, then neither can anyone else.
My latte! No!
Three henchmen dead, a random white guy blinded, and donuts. Another successful mission. Time to kick back, relax, and listen to the sweet music of victory.
He died as he lived, not really acting.
The Yakuza boss spends the next few minutes yelling about how badass he is and how he's going to kill the hitman. He's easily the most threatening and impressive living person in the room. Anyway, the movie thinks so much of him that first it talks over him.
Sweet jump for you.
I'm a little busy right now.
Don't call it a bad time. Swing by later.
Okay, sure.
And then shoots at him.
Oh. What was that noise?
Just a TV. Go ahead.
Come on, you son of a bitch!
Classic contract killer. Professional, cold, and doesn't give a fuck. Even when his contract says the target needs to kill himself for being an idiot, he knows exactly what to do. He's called Frank Ng. Frank Ng. How do you pronounce that?
I pronounce it Frank Die Fledermus. So, audience, if you thought that action-packed and fast-moving action scene where the main character stopped to take a phone call would set the scene for a movie full of frantic action, you're right! You just didn't realize I was being sarcastic. Driving action, ho!
As it turns out, Frank's been looking after his little brother ever since their parents died. This involves dragging him around, looking like he's going to cast a spell on him, letting the kid punch him in the face, and giving him a noogie with boxing gloves on.
Sorry for feeling me. That's been a while. We'll do the town tonight after work, okay?
Hey, music, keep it down. I can't hear the drama.
I can already tell that kid's going to be very important to the film. Anyway, a gangster's under the mistaken belief that if he assaults a phone, the guy at the other end of the line will feel it.
Oh, a guy walking around outside. This is totally like a Martin Scorsese film. What's for lunch? I think I'll have a Glock. Aw, leftover Chinese food. You're getting boring, god of vampires.
This guy keeps his gun cleaning stuff in the exact same type of box as his lunch, and they're right next to each other in the fridge. And he wears sunglasses indoors.
Lupa, dramatize the problem.
Ooh, I've been looking forward to this all day. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, I ate turpentine or something equally poisonous. Aren't I stupid?
Nah, you just ate the leftovers. Much more deadly.
Frank meets his employer for the movie, a guy who appears to be attempting to play John Wayne Gacy as a random Jewish guy.
This is everything. He resides somewhere in Chinatown. Exactly where, we don't know.
After I rape these boys, let me tell you about my hernia operation.
$500,000, Mr. Frankenstein.
Every single thing about this movie is more related to vampires than the last.
This obviously regular European, non-Chinese vampire wants the guy he can't locate dead, the body burned, and the head brought back to him. You'd think a guy who could afford a weirdly green warehouse with that sort of grudge would locate the target before he gave someone $500,000 to kill him. But no, that's too obvious.
Everyone knows that the real challenge in killing someone is in finding them. If you had an address, there'd be no sport in it. Meanwhile, in the Succubus Club...
This music doesn't fit.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
The next scene is Frank killing all of his target's lackeys. See, the lack of an address thing was so important a problem that they didn't even bother showing him solving it. So why the split screen? So both players can see the action at once.
Are these two split screens even related to each other? Now, I did a week's filming in Illinois for something parodying Godfrey Ho, and as such, I am an expert, and I get the feeling they're Godfrey Hoing us.
Godfrey Hoing us. Sounds like someone cut us up and stitched us into about 6 different prostitutes. So, do you want to know what Evil Raiden did after Mortal Kombat Deception? He made people sheath swords as he walked past cameras.
Ooh, check out his manicure! I'm the god of fabulous! But she doubts the power of the fabulous, so needs to get stabbed. Now, I understand that they're trying to convince us that he's just some evil guy who dresses up in Chinese funerary attire, but you called your movie God of Vampires. It's okay. We know he's a vampire.
Frank and G. Seriously, how do you pronounce that? That guy with the gun wins. Silencer-ality?
Ah, shit! That guy just fucked over the Earth realm.
Shit! This guy just shot right in the head!
Ah! What now? No arena! No fight! Shit! We will defend the Earth realm now, Fujin!
Nobody likes Fujin. Alright, how about we let Shao Kahn have it and we go visit a strip club and shit out?
Yeah, that's probably for the best!
Fuck me, he's still alive. Good, I guess.
We could go to the strip club anyway!
Hi guys, I heard you're all going to the strip club. Can I come?
Fuck off!
Yeah, nobody likes you!
The high-speed, intense action music informs me that what's going on right now is supposed to be exciting. It also tells me that we have finally hit vampires. It only took us 23 minutes.
Sadako! This whole thing is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Chinatown stage, the movie. And it looks like it was filmed on a Sega CD. And it's so slowly paced that the whole thing feels longer than the actual game. In fact, it might be. Time stopped existing about 2 minutes into this.
The hand close-ups don't get any scarier the more you do them, guys. Just saying. Look at that guy. He can't believe Frank, whatever his name, was stupid enough to try that. So where do you go after battling a vampire in a movie called God of Vampires? You go drinking. A drunk man will get the vampire who feeds him intoxicated, and maybe he'll make a mistake.
Hey! Shut up!
Jeanette Vorman, you were supposed to be seen only in Santa Monica. Get the fuck out of Chinatown!
It's a movie, she can't hear you.
She's also a character in a completely unrelated video game. One day the impossible things will all add up and they'll do what I fucking say!
Who the hell did you piss off, Frank?
A movie critic. I was in a movie called God of Vampires. Did you see it?
Well, whoever it was has been doing a lot of inquiring about you and yours. Take a look at this.
Oh, hi.
It's a slash and burn. Everyone you make contact with is being systematically erased.
I really wish I'd thought deeply about this fact before coming to see you in person.
At least he's got one friend that won't be erased without his consent. His old friend Jack Daniels. We can't see the label. His old friend Imitation Jack Daniels. God of Vampires.
Fuck me.
No.
You ruined my fucking dress!
Awesome. Pippi kill stalking.
This is why, if you ever get the choice, you should try not to fuck with weird-looking people in makeup. Just saying. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't end well.
I'm mistaken. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Smartest guys in a shit movie. Ever.
I know the man who made this is a special effects guy, and the special effects are mostly very good. I'm just wondering why in this bit, it looks like Scythe Dude's heart was located in his groin.
Are you ready to die?
You put a load of voice filters on him to make him sound vampire-y. Sorry, Chinese vampire-y. And then you found no one could understand him and had to add subtitles? That's great.
You know, if Michael McIntyre ever gets tired of being the UK's second most disliked stand-up comic, he really could take up playing badass Asian assassins in movies. Money's a little less consistent, but it'd be just as dangerous.
off my head would merely inconvenience me.
I know the feeling, dude.
Frank has no fear, so after a quick fight, the vampire tells him exactly what he's gonna do. He'll torture and torment him in various exciting ways until Frank begs to die. I'm sure that won't somehow lead to the vampire's defeat.
Mr. Director, Ryuhei Kitamura is telling you to stop spinning the camera. Oh, and now Kenneth Branagh has joined him.
Name drop! You said the magic word! Ah!
The vampire let him go. It's better to torture and torment people from a distance, you see. Also, going to a Chinese restaurant is actually pretty torturous.
We're 35 minutes in, and we're still getting introduced to characters important enough for introduction cards.
Oh, thank you. I would never have guessed.
This is fast getting into Rollerblade 7 levels of sad, and Rollerblade 7 at least had Joe Estevez. Also, you really don't need to explain who the bartender is. I pretty much gathered that, what with him serving alcohol and everything.
This is like watching most bad vampire movies, but at a quarter of the speed.
My goodness, the speed and grace of molasses. In winter, in Canada. I'm on the edge of my seat. In that I really want to leave.
You're a little rough on this scene. It's artistic. The pouring hot water symbolizes the director's wish for a pointless shot of someone pouring hot water.
You like buffet?
I hate Chinese food.
God of breaking stereotypes.
This is the local Yakuza boss. He's also a chef at this restaurant and about to become a supporting character.
How did you escape?
I didn't. He let me go and said I was in the land of the dead or some shit. Whatever.
My sentiments exactly.
Believe it or not, gentle viewers, he knows all about killing Chinese vampires because steaks and beheadings are oh so non-Chinese. And what the fuck is it with this movie and random colour filters in every room? You're in a different room. I believe you. It looks more like a kitchen than the bar did. You didn't need to make it blue. Anyway, on to killing Chinese vampires, and yeah, it's pretty silly.
The vampire's like Radu's even more embarrassing cousin who he doesn't talk about because he's ashamed.
Which one? There's more than one vampire in this.
Oh, all of them. And Radu's basically a walking pile of crap, so that makes these guys worse.
He kills the vampires, and I shit you not, by writing a death certificate and sticking it on their forehead. Accurate or not, that's pretty fucking silly.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's something phallic in that.
You haven't seen many penises, have you?
What the fuck, Ping? I didn't know they could do that.
The phallic tongue vampire was Frank's little brother, so that whole scene was even better. I mean, worse. I mean, better. I mean, worse. Whatever that scene was. It was what it was. But more so.
Vampires, Uncle Ping? Come on. They just smell like regular old dead guys.
Yeah, stupid. God of vampires.
Does this look like put on to you?
Is it just me, or does that guy say every single fucking line like he's 40 years older than he is?
No fucking vampires are gonna come in here and suck my blood. No, sir.
Fucking A.
I want to stick a cross up their ass.
Oh, obviously. What Chinese restaurant doesn't have ready-made steaks and crosses? Truly, Chinese food is renowned worldwide for its overabundant use of garlic. And it's not like those two idiots went off and bought/made those. They didn't have time to do that. They just happened to have had them behind the bar.
What are you boys doing? We're getting ready for vampires.
First cocksucking vampire comes in here, it's gonna wish you went out for Italian.
I'll call my ex-wife and her fucking lawyer. They're goddamn bloodsuckers. Can ram a stake through their black hearts at any time you like. Crazy kids!
Please rescue me from this movie.
No.
Customer.
Oh, bad night to be goths.
Every night is a bad night to be a goth. Going to Hot Topic, watching Tim Burton movies, gets boring.
Are you a vampire?
Yes.
Oh, come on. This movie is about Chinese vampires. These guys are clearly European. You know, this whole scene could have been avoided if the two geniuses spending their evening cutting up bodies could have taken a few seconds to explain some basic shit to these two super geniuses.
Dude, what's going on?
That was close, man. Fucking vampire attacked us.
Yeah, and this one's getting it next. Back! Ducky! What the hell did you do? We killed one, Uncle Ping, and here's another. Back! Back! These aren't Chinese vampires!
No, no, no! I will not laugh. You cannot turn me around. God of not often funny. I will not laugh at you.
Hey, I guess this means you gotta kill her now. Because witnesses.
Oh, how lucky. One less loose end to tie up.
What the hell just happened?
I, just shit myself.
Shut the fuck up, token Caucasian guy.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Hello? I just got bitten by a vampire. I need medical assistance.
We gotta chop off his head now.
Yeah, he's gonna turn any second.
No, boys.
I have to explain something about this kind of vampires.
So, like the genius that he is, Uncle Ping waits until now, after they killed someone, fought a vampire and about to kill someone else, to fill them in about what they're dealing with. Great work, Ping. If he was doing the briefing in Star Wars A New Hope, it'd be halfway through Empire Strikes Back before he got round to mentioning the Death Star's exhaust port. Anyway, time for a dramatic chord.
You're all marked for death.
So what are you trying to say?
These vampires are gonna kill you, stupid. All of you.
Thanks a lot, fuckface.
Good response.
Seeing as they're all dead and stuff, they decide to face the vampires, which is great. They collect some weapons they can get blessed, plenty of paper for death certificates, and of course, the 5 magical swords Uncle Ping happens to have in the basement. What, you think your local friendly neighborhood Chinese restaurant run by the Triad Yakuza doesn't have magic swords? I don't think you're giving them enough credit.
So, even though they showed in several scenes that guns don't do shit against the vampires, they go off and buy some, in a scene with sound balancing that's so good you can't hear the dialogue.
Okay.
Which one?
All of them.
There is a slight flaw with this scene!
Actually, this is saving me from hearing the dialogue. Please continue.
I assume there's supposed to be a chthonic concert going on right next door. Anyway, the Gunslingers leave after offering them some underage hookers. So kind of you got a vampires to make us not give a shit when they get killed off screen for meeting with Frank.
Just had an idea. These guys are all marked for death, and anyone who Frank meets is going to be killed. So maybe Frank should kill himself? Bit of a dick move, isn't it? Making preparations to fight the vampire by, meeting people who are going to now get killed. And what if he uses the restroom? What if they send him to get donuts? Your lead should be killing himself, god of vampires. It's the only honorable thing.
What's next?
I have to make a shit of these. We don't have time to wait around for you to make them.
Why? They take like seconds to make.
You could have been making them while they were talking that whole time.
At least we assumed they were talking. We couldn't hear.
Maybe we don't have to.
Yes, we couldn't wait the seconds it would take to make each individual death certificate, but we do have time for a bunch of random shots while they listen to Mongolian throat singing.
Shut up. Mongolian throat singing is always more important than doing shit that could lead you to winning.
Oh look, they did have time to make them because they made them. You lied to me, movie. You lied to me.
God of vampires, you are not my son.
Oh, echoey walking. That makes it sound like there's an army of them. Good strategy.
And powdered donuts. I wonder how many more people ended up dead because they wanted some donuts. Still, they could be jelly, filled with innocent blood of donuts.
Well, it's hardly going to be filled with innocent blood. The movie.
Focus your mind on what's happening right here and now.
Man, I miss the Frog Brothers. Even in Lost Boys 3, Lost Hardest.
You'd think they'd have done all the suiting up crap when they were less out in the open. And how the fuck are the camera filters working outside? The sun doesn't usually look like that. And if the sun does look like that, you're in the middle of a desert. Why are you wearing black leather? Anyway, the time has come for the finale that takes up about half of the movie. These guys are here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And they're all out of bubblegum, except for that guy, so he's probably going to get killed.
Nothing like seeing random guys from a bar/Chinese restaurant taking down a small army of Yakuza. Hey, why does the vampire suddenly have human minions?
Who doesn't have human minions?
Andy Dick.
Touché. Even gunning down a surrendering, unarmed woman takes fucking ages in this movie.
You know, we should probably ask Maven of the Eventide to turn up at some point.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Maven of the Eventide!
I'm not the Maven of the Eventide, Alison.
Now on with the fucking review!
Fuck, man. I could be helping them right now if I didn't have to save your ass.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. What were you thinking?
Yeah, there could have been less movie to watch.
I'm just amazed that dialogue exists again.
Having fun yet?
Fun never ends in this place.
Man, I miss Evil Dead. Even when these guys are trying, all they have is substandard quippage. This movie is a work of art. They managed to make fighting vampires with a chainsaw boring. It's amazing!
Behold!
The cast of Intermedio have been reduced to standing around while the sounds of Atari are played at them. Truly, it's a fate worse than death.
Oh man. We survived armed guard, hordes of flesh-eating Chinese vampires. Let's secure ourselves slowly with that.
Sure, why not? You got something better to do? Come on, don't be a pussy. Here's to dying slow.
Dying slow.
Fucking lightweight. Done some funky shit. It'll pass.
Oh, hi, victim.
Oh, fuck.
I love this song. This song's part of me. Yeah, I'm gonna be
make it part of you. We'll see. That's all right. Keep it down.
So, why did these idiots even split up? Because if they explained that, I missed it in the fog of confusingly shot subpar action scenes.
Who the fuck are you?
Fuck, that guy doesn't even deserve to be killed. He's so fucking useless.
So finally we see someone face down against the vampire, and all of it's just the same as the rest of the action scenes in this movie, Glory. So it's really pretty crap.
And boring.
Yeah, bleeding slowly. You're a genius, god of vampires. A genius!
So they're dead, whoever they were. Very affecting. Frank and Uncle Ping hear the fight's over and so finally decide to move. Would have maybe been more useful to do that before all their friends were killed, but it's better late than never. So, who wants a minute of these guys alone in a shrine listening to a best-of album of a woman who goes, ooh, a lot?
Movie? Fucking finish. You've been finale-ing for 40 minutes.
You ever see a movie called Origami?
No.
It's about a mortal guy who has to fight a monster guy, and ends up with the mortal killing the monster guy and taking his place as the monster. Now, in Origami, the mortal becomes the monster as his reward for killing the monster. In this, Frank gets killed with a vampire, and then Uncle Ping pisses on the vampire's pendant, which turns Frank into a vampire. Basically, Origami is much better than this.
You'd rather be watching Origami?
I fucking dare you to name one person who wouldn't. And if you say the guy who directed God of Vampires, you will fucking die.
And then there were 9 blissful minutes of credits.
No, actually, Frank ignores the obvious indoor day for night, even though it was set during the day, and goes to see the obvious non-Chinese vampires who hired him to kill the Chinese vampires. And he's totally gonna kill them all because they don't know shit about killing vampires with death certificates, and how to kill them is public knowledge and stuff.
I thought that in lieu of payment, we would just kill you. But not before you tell us everything you know about Chinese vampires. I have all you need to know right here.
I hate this movie!
Me too.
So, why did they send him after the vampire? If they really didn't expect him to come back alive, then why were they antsy for him to come back and report to them? Why decide to kill him when they found out that he just killed a master Chinese vampire? Fucking with people who have killed people that you are terrified of is a fucking bad idea. They should have at least waited until his back was turned.
Overall, the movie is slow as shit. The effects are good, and I can see what they were doing stylistically, but I just couldn't get into it. The dubbing is pretty funny at times, though, sometimes on purpose even, so there's that.
They could and should have cut this thing in half. Most of the stuff about Chinese vampires they don't even bother explaining to us, and when they do feel like explaining, they play really loud music over it. The comedy's not funny, the action's not impressive, and the actors were all terrible. Except for the lead vampire. But that's only because he let his voice alteration and makeup do the acting for him. The only original thing about this film was the use of the Jiangxi. It's like they had a contract that gave them one original thing, so everything else had to be as generic as fucking possible. Avoid this.
What did you think, Maven of the Eventide?
I'm still not Maven of the Eventide!
That's great. So anyway, do you have a usual sign out for these things? Because I don't. Because I'm a badass.
I'm Demanda Hagan, and I have to live with that every day.
That's lame. Oh, look at me! I'm Demanda Hagan, and I gotta live with that every day.
In a remote laboratory, an exiled scientist created something impossible. Unmistakably human. Undeniably animal. On the island of Dr. Moreau.